I mean, Dad would be so pleased if he could see that. He really would.
And she looks. I compared some pictures. I keep a couple of pictures of her in the office. The thing that I noticed, because she was sheathed, wasn't she? Do you remember sometime in the 1960s, I think? She was sheathed throughout, so it gave her a slightly different characteristic. But when you look at the older photographs of her, in the 1930s, she looks like this, doesn't she?
Yes.
She's gone back to what she originally was, but the sheathing gave her that slightly more sort of solid look.
I actually unloaded the Cambria in '69. I think 68, maybe 69.
That was when Bob Roberts was skipper.
She actually came alongside Crown Key itself, and she was carrying haricot beans. So I unloaded her. So that was my first encounter with the Cambria.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, we unloaded her. 100-weight sacks of haricot beans.
He had to put it in the sacks where they were all in already.
They were
in the sacks. He had to unload the whole.
We had the job of taking them all out, strapping them and lifting them.
Yeah.
And then putting them in the warehouse.
And coal and all the various other cargoes, or vice versa, take wheat, corn, barley, right up to Cantley, Reedham and on to Norwich.
And she's always been really a handsome barge, hasn't she?
And Dad always used to say that Mr. Bill had a soft spot for her. You know, so if she ever needed gear or anything, they could generally get it, because she was the barge he built.
So she was well looked after there,
I think she was, yes.
All of us were thrown into the river at various times, and pretty filthy dirty in those days. Lots of flotsam and jetsam, and now and again, when you could learn to swim, you'd be pushing the muck aside, and you might see a stiffy staring at you.
On behalf of the Cambria Trust, to stand at Key and to the rededication of Cambria. But so many of you have managed to find the time to support us, and to be here this morning is really most gratifying. Thank you. Some I know have travelled long distances, including from France and indeed from Italy. But thank you all for braving the weather and for being here in such impressive numbers. In the same vein, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to His Worship, the Mayor of Swale, Councillor Ben Stokes, the Mayoress, Councillor Sheila Bennett, and the Worshipful Mayor of Faversham, Councillor Mrs. Anita Walker. Throughout this restoration project, we have consistently received encouragement and support from the Borough of Swale and the town of Faversham. And I'm delighted that both mayors and the mayoress can be with us this morning, particularly as I know they have extremely busy diaries. Someone else with a busy diary, who has taken quite extraordinary measures to be here this morning, is Admiral the Lord Boyce, Lord Warden and Admiral of the Cinque Ports, and Constable of Dover Castle. As some people know, today is the state opening of Parliament, in which the Lords of the Realm participate. But Lord Boyce has agreed to attend Cambria's rededication. Instead, is an honour indeed. Thank you, sir. Continuing on the theme of welcome, I would also extend a particularly warm welcome to Bishop Jonathan Blake and the presiding Archbishop of the Open Episcopal Church, who's kindly agreed to conduct the rededication. And lastly, to Anna Ellis and her family for joining us today.
Over the intervening years, Tim and myself spoke at length over a possible restoration, and he very kindly, every 2 or 3 years, updated his estimates, usually doubling them each time. However, when that magic moment came that Heritage Lottery gave us this sizable grant, they said to me, well, you need to get quotations from 4 contractors. I drew up a specification for the rebuild and sent to 4 people, and only Tim replied. We then sat down and had many happy days at Heybridge Basin and the little tea room there, talking through the detail. And I'm delighted to say that the Cambria Trust with the backing of the Heritage Lottery Fund, recommended that Tim would be given the contract. And from that day, we've never looked back.